My fiancé said, "Your ex-girlfriend stands next to you at our wedding, or I'm calling it off." I said, "Okay, it's off then." Within 24 hours, I'd canceled everything and sent her a bill for $7,200. I'm 31, male. My fiancée, Sarah, is 28. We'd been together for 3.5 years, engaged for 8 months. The wedding was 5 weeks away. Everything was perfect. Venue booked at this beautiful downtown hotel ballroom. Catering locked in. Invitations sent to 180 guests. We'd already spent $32,000 total, split right down the middle, $16,000 each. Here's the thing about my ex. Her name's Madison. We dated for 2 years in our mid-20s. The breakup was mutual. We stayed friends. Not close friends, but friendly. We text every few weeks, see each other at group hangouts maybe 3 or 4 times a year. She's part of the extended friend circle. Nothing weird about it. Madison has a boyfriend, lives across town, works in marketing. We're not grabbing coffee one-on-one or texting at midnight, just a normal, healthy, boundaried friendship with someone I used to date. Sarah always said she was fine with it. Actually, she said she respected how mature we were about it, said it showed emotional intelligence that we could stay friendly after a breakup. Never once indicated it bothered her. Until last Monday night. That's when Sarah sat me down after dinner and told me we needed to make a change to the wedding party. I thought maybe she wanted to add another bridesmaid or something. Simple stuff. I was wrong. What she wanted was insane. Sarah had this serious look on her face, the kind of look that usually means something bad happened at work or her mom said something annoying. She sat across from me at our kitchen table. "We need to make a change to the wedding party," she said. "Okay," I said. "What's up?" "Madison needs to be your man of honor." I just stared at her. "What? You mean like a groomsman?" "No, your man of honor, standing right next to you." For context, I already had my wedding party set. My brother Jake was my best man. 3 of my college buddies as the groomsmen. Done. Decided months ago. Everyone had their suits. "Sarah, that's my ex-girlfriend. Why would she be my man of honor?" She leaned forward like she was explaining something obvious. "She was such a huge part of your life. It shows how mature and evolved we are as a couple. My friends think it's so progressive and modern. It'll make an amazing story for the wedding. Plus, she and I have gotten closer lately." I felt like I was in an alternate universe. This is insane. She's my ex. There's a normal boundary there. "See, this is what I was worried about," Sarah said, her voice getting sharp. "You're being weird about it." "I'm being weird? You want my ex-girlfriend standing next to me at our wedding? If you were really over her, this wouldn't be a problem." "I am over her. That's not the point. The point is, it's inappropriate and strange." Sarah stood up. Her whole energy shifted. "Every time I suggest anything involving Madison, you get defensive. Maybe you're not as over her as you think." "That's ridiculous. I just think there are normal boundaries between exes." She crossed her arms. "Madison is your man of honor, or we're not getting married." The room went silent. I looked at her face. She was dead serious. "I'm not joking, Tom. This is important to me. If you can't do this one thing, then we shouldn't be together." I stood up too. My mind was racing, but my voice came out calm. "Okay then. No wedding." "What?" "You gave me an ultimatum. I'm choosing no wedding." She laughed this nervous laugh. "You're being ridiculous. Sit down. Let's talk about this." I pulled out my phone and started looking up our venue's number. "You should probably go. I have calls to make." "Tom, stop. You're bluffing." "I'm really not." She stared at me for another 10 seconds. Then she grabbed her purse and left. Slammed the door so hard that a picture frame fell off the wall. I heard her crying in the hallway. I started making calls. It was 10 p.m. I made coffee, strong coffee, opened my laptop, pulled up our wedding planning folder, every vendor, every contract, every deposit we'd made, all organized in a spreadsheet because I'm that guy. The first call was to the venue, got their voicemail, left a message asking for a callback first thing in the morning about canceling, sent a follow-up email explaining the situation professionally, no drama, just due to unforeseen circumstances we need to cancel. The caterer was next, sent an email at 10:30, asked about their refund policy. We were 5 weeks out. Their contract said a 40% refund if canceled outside 30 days. I'd get some money back at least. The photographer texted back immediately. I'd worked with her on a project before. She knew me. "Oh no, what happened?" I gave her the short version. She said she could refund 80% and already had another couple interested in our date. Thank God for small victories. The band's contract was brutal. No refunds inside 60 days. We'd booked them 3 months ago. That was $3,400 gone. My half, $1,700. Just gone. Nothing I could do. The florist could refund 50% since the flowers weren't ordered yet. Hotel room block canceled without penalty. Just release the rooms back. By midnight, I had the damage calculated. Total spent, $32,000. My half, $16,000. Estimated recoverable, $8,800. My loss, $7,200. Sarah's loss is same amount. I screenshotted every email I sent, saved every vendor contract, created a timeline document, made a list of everyone who needed to be notified. At 2 a.m., I drafted the email to our guests, kept it simple. Dear friends and family, Sarah and I have decided to cancel our wedding scheduled for May 14th. This decision is final. We apologize for any inconvenience. We appreciate your understanding during this time. If you've already arranged travel, please reach out to me directly. Tom. Sent it to all 180 guests, except Sarah's immediate family. She could tell them herself. My phone was blowing up. Sarah had called 8 times, left 15 text messages. Please pick up. We need to talk. You're being crazy. I didn't mean it like that. Fine, Madison doesn't have to be a man of honor. Are you seriously ignoring me? This is so immature. At 2:30 a.m., I responded once. It's done. We'll talk about splitting the losses later. Then I turned off my phone and went to bed. My phone started ringing at 7 a.m. The venue coordinator. She'd gotten my voicemail and email. Super professional. Said she'd dealt with canceled weddings before. Could refund 45% since we were 5 weeks out. I'm sorry this happened, she said. Do you need a recommendation for a therapist? I actually laughed. First time I'd laughed in 9 hours. Sarah showed up at my apartment at 8:30. She still had a key, let herself in. I was in my home office responding to vendor emails. She looked like she hadn't slept. Makeup smeared down her face, still wearing the same clothes from last night. You actually did it, she said from the doorway. You actually canceled our wedding. You told me to, I said, not looking up from my laptop. It was a test, Tom. I wanted to see if you'd choose me over your weird attachment to Madison. I stopped typing, looked at her. That's manipulative as hell, Sarah. You were supposed to fight for us. You were supposed to say, no, I love you too much. We'll figure this out. No. I was supposed to cave and let you control me with ultimatums. Her face crumpled. We can fix this. Call everyone back. Tell them it was a mistake. Cold feet. Anything. I turned my laptop around, showed her the spreadsheet. Every cancel-ation. Every refund. Every loss. The total at the bottom, $14,400 in unrecoverable deposits. Split 2 ways. Here's what you owe me. Your half of the losses. $7,200. I'll send you a detailed invoice. She stared at the screen, then at me. You want me to pay you? We split costs equally. You agreed to that. For a wedding you canceled? For a wedding you gave me an ultimatum about. These are the consequences. This is insane. I'm not paying you anything. Then I'll file in small claims court. I have all the receipts, every text message where you acknowledged that we were splitting costs, every vendor contract, everything. She looked at me like she'd never seen me before. You're being petty and vindictive. I'm being fair. You have 30 days. She grabbed her key from my desk, threw it at me. It hit my chest and fell to the floor. You're going to regret this. Everyone will know what kind of person you are. She left, slammed the door again. I heard her car screech out of the parking lot. By noon, every vendor had confirmed cancellation. I saved every confirmation email, updated my spreadsheet, called my brother, told him everything. He was quiet for a second. Then he said, honestly, man, that Madison thing was weird. Good call. 3 days later, Sarah made her move. Thursday night, she posted on Facebook. I didn't see it right away. My brother texted me a screenshot. Sometimes you think you know someone. Sometimes you think you've built something real. And then they show you who they really are. Heartbroken doesn't even begin to describe it, but I'm grateful I found out before I legally tied myself to someone who can't handle a strong woman with opinions. To everyone who supported us, I'm sorry. He made a choice, and it wasn't me. I'll be okay. I'm surrounded by people who actually love and support me. The comments section exploded. 87 comments in 3 hours. Her friends are rallying around her. You deserve so much better. He never deserved you. What happened? Mutual friends are confused, asking questions. Her mom commented, "My poor baby. Some men just can't handle strong women." My phone went crazy. 34 missed calls. Texts from friends. "Dude, what happened?" "Is this about Madison?" My mom called. "Your aunt is asking questions. What should I tell people?" Sarah's cousin sent me a text. Just said, "You're a piece of shit." I didn't post anything, didn't respond publicly, but to friends who asked directly, I sent one message, the same message to everyone. Sarah demanded that my ex-girlfriend be my man of honor at our wedding. I said no. She said it's that or no wedding. I chose no wedding. She's now refusing to pay her half of the cancellation costs. That's the full story. Most people responded immediately. Wait, what? She wanted Madison in the wedding party? That's insane. My college roommate started defending me in her comments. Then a few other friends joined in. Sarah deleted the post after 6 hours, put up a new vague one instead. Taking a break from social media, need to heal. With a broken heart emoji. Friday evening, I got a text from Madison. "Hey, I heard about the wedding. Sarah told me weeks ago she was planning to ask you about me being in the wedding party. I told her it was a terrible idea and I wouldn't do it. I'm really sorry she went ahead anyway. This is so messed up. Are you okay?" I stared at my phone. "She told you? And you said no?" "Yes. She said she wanted to prove something about how evolved your relationship was. I told her that's insane and would make everyone uncomfortable, including me and my boyfriend. She said she'd work on you." My stomach dropped. She set this up to fail. "Looks like it. For what it's worth, you dodged a bullet. That's manipulative behavior." I screenshotted the entire conversation. Saved it in 3 different places. I had a feeling I might need proof that Sarah had planned this whole thing. The narrative was clear now. She'd engineered this situation, created an impossible scenario, so she could be the victim when I inevitably said no. She wanted out, but wanted me to be the bad guy. 10 days after the cancellation, Sarah's brother Mike called me. Mike and I had always gotten along. He was the reasonable one in the family. "Can we grab lunch? I need to understand what happened." We met Saturday afternoon at a pizza place downtown. Mike looked tired. "Sarah's version doesn't make sense," he said before we even ordered. "She keeps changing the details. First it was about Madison. Then it was about you being controlling. Then it was about cold feet. What actually happened?" I told him everything. The ultimatum, the cancellation. Madison's text provoking Sarah knew it was a bad idea before she even asked me. The money situation. Mike put his head in his hands. "Jesus Christ, that's really manipulative." "You seem like you're not surprised," I said. "I'm not." He looked up. "She did this in high school. Would create drama to test her boyfriends, see if they'd fight for her. Mom always bailed her out of consequences. I was hoping she'd grown out of it. She hasn't. The money thing, though, that's low, even for her." The next day, Sarah's mom, Lynn, called me. I almost didn't answer, but curiosity won. "We need to talk about this situation," Linda said. "No hello. No how are you." "Okay." "Sarah says you're demanding $7,000 from her for a wedding you canceled." Sarah gave me an ultimatum. I accepted it. We both lost deposits. I'm asking her to pay her share. "That's ridiculous. You overreacted to a simple request." "Linda, she demanded that my ex-girlfriend be my man of honor. That's not simple. She was trying to be mature and progressive. She was testing me. Madison has texts proving Sarah knew it was a bad idea and did it anyway." Silence on the other end. "Did she tell you Madison refused to do it? Did she mention that part?" Linda's tone changed. "Madison and you about this?" Sarah asked her weeks ago. Madison said it was a terrible idea. Sarah did it anyway. I didn't know that. There's a lot Sarah isn't telling you. I have everything documented. If she doesn't pay her half, I'll see her in small claims court. Linda was quiet for a long moment. I'll talk to her father about the money. I appreciate that, but this is between Sarah and me. She hung up. 2 days later, I got a Venmo notification. $7,200 from Sarah. No message, no explanation. I didn't respond, just screenshotted the payment confirmation and filed it away. 2 weeks after everything went down, Madison asked to meet for coffee. I need to tell you something about Sarah, she said. We met at a coffee shop near her work. She looked uncomfortable. Sarah and I weren't actually friends, she started. She was studying me. What do you mean? Madison pulled out her phone, started scrolling through old messages. She started texting me 4 months ago, said she wanted to get to know me better. I thought it was nice. You know, accepting the ex-girlfriend, being mature about it. She showed me the texts, pages of them. Sarah is asking questions. What was I like as a boyfriend? What made me happy? What made me angry? Why did Madison and I break up? Was I ever controlling? Did I ever tell her who she could be friends with? I thought she was just trying to understand you better, Madison said, being a good fiancée, but looking back, she was building a narrative. Looking for ammunition, I said. Exactly. Madison kept scrolling. She invited me to lunch 3 times, always asked about your past, about our relationship, if you had a temper, if you were jealous. She was trying to find something to make you look bad. Madison found the message she was looking for, showed it to me. 3 weeks before Sarah asked me about the man of honor thing, Ara had texted Madison the idea. I want to ask Tom if you can be his man of honor. Show him that he has no power over me, that I'm not insecure about his past. Madison's response was immediate. That's a terrible idea. It would make everyone uncomfortable, including me and my boyfriend. Don't do that. Sarah replied, I thought you'd want to help me test him. Test him, Madison had written back. This is your fiancé, not a lab experiment. I think she was looking for an out, Madison said now, putting her phone away. She wanted to be the victim, wanted you to be the controlling ex-boyfriend who couldn't handle her independence. Why are you telling me this? Because she's telling people you were controlling, that you isolated her from friends. My boyfriend heard it through mutual connections. I have the receipts to prove that's garbage. Madison forwarded me the screenshots, the whole conversation, the timeline, everything. You dodged a missile, she said. Not a bullet, a whole missile. 1 month later, May 14th, what would have been our wedding day. I took the day off work, went hiking with my brother and my college roommate. Beautiful weather, clear skies. We hit this trail with an amazing view at the summit. I didn't think about Sarah once. Posted 1 photo from the top. Caption, best decision I ever made, with a mountain emoji. That night at 9 p.m. my doorbell rang. I checked the camera. Sarah. I debated not answering, but curiosity got me again. I opened the door but didn't remove the chain lock. Today was supposed to be our wedding day, she said. Yep. I made a mistake. A huge mistake. Several mistakes, actually. Can we talk? Really talk? No. She looked like she was about to cry. I was scared. Scared of being trapped. My mom's been in a bad marriage for 30 years. I panicked. So you sabotaged ours. I wanted you to fail the test so I could leave without being the bad guy. But then you actually did cancel everything. And I realized I'd made a horrible mistake. I do love you. I did want to marry you. Sarah, you didn't just get scared. You manipulated me. You involved my ex in a scheme to test me. You made me look like the villain to everyone. You only paid me back when your mom made you. I know. I'm in therapy now, working on it. Good. Do that for yourself, not for me. So that's it? 4 years just gone? You threw them away, not me. She started crying. Stood there for another minute. I didn't say anything else. Finally, she turned and walked back to her car. I watched from my window. She sat in her car for 15 minutes, just sitting there. Finally, she drove away. I felt nothing, just relief. 6 weeks after the cancellation, here's where everyone ended up. Sarah moved back in with her parents, quit her job because she couldn't handle the gossip, started therapy twice a week. My brother saw her dating app profile 2 weeks ago, already back out there apparently. Madison and her boyfriend got engaged. I'm invited to their wedding. I'll probably go. Her boyfriend actually thanked me, said I exposed Sarah's behavior before Madison got too deep into that friendship. Sarah's family split on the situation. Mike still texts me occasionally, apologizes for his sister, says she's done this kind of thing before, and he should have warned me. Linda blocked me on everything. I'm completely okay with that. Sarah's dad sent me an email. Sorry, my daughter wasted your time. You seem like a good kid. My friends threw me a party. Called it the Dodged a Bullet party. We went to a shooting range, very on the nose, then had barbecue. Everyone got drunk and told me they never liked Sarah. My brother's girlfriend said, she was always testing you, always creating little dramas to see how you'd react. Apparently, everyone felt this way. Nobody said anything while we were together. The money situation resolved itself when Linda made Sarah pay me back. I broke even on the wedding, used my recovered funds for a solo trip to Japan, spent 2 weeks hiking, eating amazing food, and not thinking about relationship drama. Best 2 weeks of my life. I'm not dating yet, not ready, but I'm not sad about it either. I'm focusing on myself, hit the gym, picked up hobbies I'd abandoned when Sarah and I got serious, started playing guitar again, signed up for a pottery class, feel lighter than I have in years. Sarah sent one more email 6 weeks later. Long apology. I understand everything now. My therapist says I have abandonment issues. I'm sorry for everything. I hope one day we can be friends. I didn't respond. Some people don't deserve closure. People keep asking me the same question. Do you regret canceling the wedding? Hell no. Best decision I ever made. Here's why. The ultimatum revealed everything. She was willing to blow up our entire relationship to prove a point. She cared more about winning than our actual marriage. She wanted to involve my ex-girlfriend in our wedding just to test me. Who does that? The aftermath confirmed it. The manipulation, playing the victim on social media, refusing to pay until her mom forced her. Already back on dating apps 6 weeks later. That's not someone who lost the love of their life. That's someone who lost control of a situation. Think about what the marriage would have been. Constant tests, walking on eggshells, her creating drama to see how I'd react. I am a bad guy in her version of events. Competition instead of partnership. Manipulation instead of communication. That $7,100 I lost, worth every single penny. I didn't just dodge a bad wedding. I dodged a toxic marriage. I dodged years of manipulation. I dodged becoming the villain in someone else's victim story. Here's the real lesson. When someone gives you an ultimatum, they're showing you who they are. They're telling you they're willing to hold your relationship hostage to get what they want. That's not love, that's control. The right person doesn't test you, they trust you. And the right person doesn't create drama to see if you'll fight for them. They appreciate that you're already there. My advice, if this happens to you, call their bluff. Document everything. Don't engage with the drama. Protect yourself financially. And walk away knowing you chose self-respect over manipulation. A year from now, I'll be glad I'm single. 5 years from now, I'll be grateful I escaped. 10 years from now, I'll barely remember her name.